Hello everyone, welcome to the Cloud Patashala video series where the mysteries of Linux and various cloud technologies are unlocked and the secrets of its commands revealed. Today we embark on a thrilling journey through the world of Linux fundamentals. With every step we dwell deeper into the heart of Linux, uncovering powerful commands that will make you a master of the Linux command line. In this episode, we are in part 10 of the series and we would be uncovering the commands like useradd, apt-get, su, userdel, alias. The first command that we would be looking into today is useradd. Linux, as you know, is a multi-user system, meaning more than one person can use it simultaneously. Useradd is used to create a new account while passwd command allows you to add a password to the user. Only those with root privileges or sudo can run the useradd command on the Linux shell. When you use the useradd command, it performs some major changes. It edits /etc passwd file /etc/shadow /etc/group and /etc GS shadow files for the newly created accounts. It also creates and populates a home directory for the user, sets file permissions and ownership to the home directories that is provided to the user. The basic syntax is useradd. We have some options and then we provide the username. For example, to add a new person named John, we enter the following thing like useradd John, passwd John, and then the password for the user. In Ubuntu, the home directory for the new user is not created by default when you use the useradd command to create the user. To create a home directory for the new user, you can add the flag -m to the useradd command to get it created. Useradd -m new user. If you want to specify a different home directory for the new user, you can use the flag -d with -m to specify a particular home directory for the user. Let's look at the practical on how this can be achieved. For this, I would go into the terminal of a laptop. I would SSH into my Ubuntu server. Now that I am logged into the Ubuntu user, I'll clear the screen and what I'll do is say useradd and provide the name Cloud Patashala. Here, as you see, we are getting the error saying that we don't have permissions to do so. So what I'll be doing is switching into the root mode, and here we can say useradd Cloud Patashala, and this would add the user. A passwd command for Cloud Patashala can be used. This will now ask me to set the password, and I can set the password for this. Now that the user has been created, I can SSH into the server with the new username, and this would allow me the prompt to log into the server. Now that I'm logged into the server, you would see that I am not logged into a specific path because we did not provide the flag -m. Now let's quickly try to see how we can add a new user and then log in with the new user to see if the home directory is added. What I'll do is provide the flag -m and I'll say cloud user as the new username. The passwd would be for cloud user. It will ask me to provide a password for this user, and now that the username has been created, what I can do is SSH to the server with the new username, and this would allow us to log into the server. And this time, if I go into the home directory, you would see that This time, if I log into the home directory, you would see that the home directory for cloud user has been created. Whereas in the earlier example where we used Cloud Patashala as the username, the home directory was not created for this user. So this is how useradd command can be used to create a user in the shell or the Linux file or the Linux server. The next command that we would be looking into is called useradd. To delete a user account in the Linux server, we can use the command useradd. It's very straightforward. We just have to provide useradd and the username and we have to provide the username which has to be deleted. I'll go into the original shell. This is where we have our two users created. What I'll do is say user del and then would terminate or delete the first user account that we created. So as you see, because we are already logged into the shell with the current username, it is actually saying that the user Cloud Patashala is currently used by the process 1245. Now what is that process? That process is actually the SSH shell. What I can do is clear both our shells and try to run this after some time, or else I could use one of our previous examples, ps-ef. I can do a grep for 1245 and this would actually has to show some output. Now because this has not shown us any other process that is running, so that means that the shell has been terminated on the process level as well, and now I can delete the user. Now that the user is deleted, what I can do is try to log in to the shell with the same user, and irrespective of any number of times I provide the right password, this would not allow me to log in to the shell because the username has been deleted. Now similarly, we can try to delete the other user, that is cloud user, and this would also terminate the user. So this is how we can get out of the users or delete the users in Ubuntu server. The next command that we would be looking into is apt-get. apt-get is a command line tool for handling advanced package tool apt libraries in Linux. It lets you retrieve information and bundles from authenticated sources to manage, update, remove and install software and its dependencies. Running the apt command requires you to use sudo or root privileges on the server. The syntax is very similar. It is apt-get update, apt-get upgrade and apt-get check updates. Let's look at a practical example of how apt works on an Ubuntu server. For this, I'd be going back to my shell, which is this. I'm already into the root user, so what I can do is say apt update, and this would actually update the repositories from the remote location. So it would just update all the package information on the local server with the latest information. Once this is completed, we could say apt upgrade, and this would initiate the upgrade process for all the processes that we have. I could say apt-get upgrade, and this would initiate the upgradation process. It will ask me for a confirmation if I want to upgrade the stuff, and if I say yes, so this would then start downloading and installing the stuff as you see on the screen. So all the Linux updates, kernels and all of those things are being updated as we speak. And once the installation is done, this would give you a brief overview of what all has been installed and what all packages were updated. So as you saw earlier, it was downloading the information. Now it is packaging, installing and unpacking all the binaries that it has downloaded from the apt repositories. So as you see, the update has completed and we have the latest packages installed on the server now. The next command that we would be looking into is called as alias. Alias allows you to create a shortcut with the same functionality as the command, file, name or the text file. When executed, it instructs the shell to replace one string with another. To use alias command, you just have to enter the following syntax: alias, the name that you want to give it, and the string which you want to assign it with. For example, if I want to give an alias for the kill command, I could say alias k is equal to kill, and this would give the details. Let's look at an example. Also, we would be looking into how we can unset it, but first let's try to see how this works. I will take Terraform as an example. So I have Terraform -- version. This gives me a version of Terraform version 1.3.7. Now what I can do is set up an alias saying that tf should be equal to Terraform. Once I do this, and if I run Terraform -- version now, this would give me the same exact output as Terraform -- version. Now, for obvious reasons, TF is much shorter than running Terraform totally. So this would be a great help when you are doing your day-to-day jobs. To unset the alias, all we have to do is say unalias, and I would say TF, and this would run the unalias for me. Now if I try to do tf -- version, this would say that tf, the command, was not found, and the Terraform would still work as it is. So if you see, I could give Terraform -- version as the entire thing. I could set the value to tvf, and if I just run tfv, this would give me the exact output that we used to get in tf -- version. So what we can do is we can set the entire string or entire command into one smaller variable, and we can use that to run the commands going forward. So this is how we can do our own stuff with aliases. So we could create our own commands with alias running in the background. The next command that we would be looking into is su. Switch user or su command allows you to run a program as a different user. It changes the administrative account in the current login session. This command is especially beneficial for accessing the system through SSH or using the GUI display manager when the root user is unavailable. General syntax is su and the username that you want to switch. Let's look at the example for this. Very simple. As you see, I'm currently into the root user. Now if I had to switch or create a user called as useradd, if I say -m cloud user 2, so if you see, I've created a user cloud user 2, and I would also set the password for this. This is PSSWD for cloud user 2. I would give the password. Now there was a typo when I was giving the password, so I'll give the password again. Now that the password has been successful, I could say su to cloud user 2, and this would take me to the cloud user account. Now whatever I create or run in this shell would be with the cloud user account. Now if I have to exit this user, I just have to say exit, and this would take me out of the user's shell. So this is the normal root account. Now if you remember, in the earlier video I did a sudo space su command that took me to the root user from the Ubuntu user. So I would again hit exit, and this would take me out of the root user. As you see, I am currently logged in with the Ubuntu user at the moment. I hope you like the video. If so, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Keep having a great day.